Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Unit Lost. I'm Stylosa and this is more Titanfall coverage. This time we're going to look at Last Titan Standing. Now this is a very different game mode than the others, so this isn't like attrition or hardpoint. What you actually, what happens is you get given a Titan. If the Titan dies, you no longer have a Titan. The team with the Titans left at the end of the round kind of win the game. This is more similar to, you know, things like I guess Counter-Strike, where if you actually die you're out of the running. You can still play as the pilot, I believe, but I wouldn't know, because then I never die, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm such a goddamn god at this game. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether this has reawakened the inner FPS beast inside of me, but I just do not. I seem to win all the time at this game. It is just totally ridiculous. But anyway, this is much different than the other game modes. It's way slower paced. Now, like the actual Titan combat itself, I'm going to say this is more tactical than on foot combat, because the reason why I say that is because with the actual like kind of pilot combat, it's very fast. It's more of like a twitch-based shooter. If you've got faster reactions, you're going to kill the other guys coming at you, basically, because they're jumping all over the wall. You're jumping all over the wall. You're flying all over the place, doing double jumps and all that stuff. With the Titans, though, it is a bit more tactical because it's relatively easy to shoot the other Titans. As you can see, I'm doing a pretty good job. My reactions are pretty good, though, but you can see I'm doing a pretty good job of that anyway. Most of it is knowing when to back out. Now, if you look at the top of the screen, I've just killed that Titan, which is beautiful. Can you see how I've got a red bar that's flashing? That's my hull. That's the health bar of the Titan. When that goes down, you're dead. That's it, the Titan's gone. But can you see the blue bar above it? That's the shield. So the idea is, you go in, you know, have a little bit of an exchange, back out if your shields get reduced to nothing, and then sort of go back in again. You do take damage though through the shield, so you have to be careful. Like, you can't endlessly keep doing that, you will die. But yeah, I think it's much more tactical, and I think like this will suit a different. Yeah, there's a pilot, you see, that I've just killed. So obviously their Titan's been destroyed, or for some reason they got out of their Titan. I don't know, but they're dead. But yeah, what can I say? But yeah, I think this is more tactical. This is slower paced. It's sort of I don't know. I want to call it slow paced. In the game, it still is a fast paced game, but compared to the actual, you know, the hard point and the attrition gameplay, where you can play as the pilot and you respawn when you die, you know, as the pilot again to take part in the game, this is much. I don't know, but I quite like this mode though, guys. Now what's happening here is I was attacking that guy, okay, and he put his shield up. I think this, in fact, let's talk about this. It's kind of like a little bit of an advanced tactic with the Titan. So when you've got the void shield equipped, which is one of the like loadout options as the Titan, it captures all incoming projectiles, so that's rockets and bullets and everything, yeah, and then fires them back as soon as you release the shield, or the shield comes to its end, sort of thing. It'll fire them back. Now you can use this to your advantage, because if you're attacking somebody, oh, and there I just backed out again because look how much damage I've taken. Actually, let me just tell you about the damage core while she was talking about it. So what happens is, after a while, you can press V on the keyboard. Now obviously you could bind this to whatever. You can see it in the bottom right hand corner, and you can see it's 2 minutes 32, and it sort of goes down faster when you attack people. So the more damage you do into Titans and whatnot, it's going to go down faster. That sort of overcharges the weapons for a brief period of time, and you do more damage. So obviously it makes sense to use that when you think you're about to do the most damage, sort of thing, or, you know, when it's going to make the most effect. So I'll get back to my other point in a second, because I do get a bit confused because it's so fast. What the hell? Even though this is a slower gameplay mode, I suppose. So that's the first round, okay? This is played like rounds. This isn't like the normal game modes, attrition and hardpoint and whatnot, where you just play one round and that's it. This is multiple rounds, which, yeah, like the inner Counter-Strike chap inside of me enjoys that quite a lot. So I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the void shield. Okay, so I found a really interesting thing to do is, if you see them put their void shield up, just keep unloading into them, because if you keep firing, they keep their shield up, right? And as soon as you stop firing, put your shield up, they fire all the projectiles back to you, and you fire them back at them. It's quite the trick. Although, obviously, if you have a wise pilot like me, if somebody's shooting at me like that, I'll discharge the shield like kind of midway into the volley and then start firing. Because if you press spacebar, now again, you can change the keybind into this. You do like a little boost with the Titan. It's good for jumping out of the way of rockets and stuff and getting into cover quickly. There, I just did one there. And you can, if you see in the middle of the screen underneath the crosshair, where it tells you what you've killed, there's 2 bars. Now that means I've got 2 of these like shift boost things available. So I've used 1 there. You can see how the bar's gone down and it'll slowly recharge. Or did I use 2? I think I used 2. But I think the critical thing with this is do not go in, do not steam in, because you will get totally destroyed. You see, like that, I caught the guy's projectiles and fired them back at him. I'm not too sure whether I hit him then, but but yeah, the overriding thing is do not run into the combat. If you run off down the middle, you will get absolutely decimated. You cannot fight 2 Titans, okay? You just cannot do it. I do it in this video and I kill 1. Because I think it might possibly be the final round, but I am the last Titan standing on my team, and there's 2 enemy Titans. Now, I kill 1, and I think I get really close to killing another one, but the time runs out. Now, I think that was basically kind of like a culmination of me using certain tactics, like not standing there toe-to-toe, because you will die. You know, this goes back to me saying if you run down the middle of the map and start attacking people, you will die. If you start the game boosting down the middle, you will die, because you're just going to get hit by 2 or 3 Titans, and that's it. You know, you won't be able to back out of that. Because the Titans, I don't want to say they're perfectly balanced, because nothing can ever truly be perfectly balanced. But, you see, there we go, there's another round win. They are powerful, but they're also quite weak. So, like, if you know how to use it, you can be really devastating, but if you run out into the middle, you get destroyed. Now this round, I've decided to use a burn card. Now these are the one-time use, like, special abilities you can have per life. What this one does is gives me the core ability instantly. So I've got the overcharge thing. So I'm going to do more damage instantly at the start of the game. So as soon as I see somebody, I can pop that. Now I know this, so I've gone slightly more aggressive this time. Okay, damage core activated, and let's start attacking this guy. But there's 2. You see there's 2, and I quickly jump back into cover. You know what? This is quickly becoming one of my favourite game modes. I do like hardpoint though, and I think the reason why I like hardpoint a little bit more than attrition is because the games last longer. Like on attrition, it's really quick. The AI grunts tend to eat up a lot of the ticket allocation, and the game sort of ends faster. But hardpoint, you know, I quite like that. But this though, yeah, this is quite the game mode. So look, this son of a bitch has decided to flank me. Which again you could say, yeah, is the tactical nature of this. If you flank somebody and get the blind side of them, you can kind of do a ton of damage. Because they've got to respond, you know, what are they going to do? Are they going to turn around and fight? Probably not, because if you're unloading into a Titan, yeah, it's not really a good idea to turn around and start fighting that Titan. If that Titan's... Hang on. If I attack a Titan, okay, from behind, unload into it, massive damage, okay, I don't think it's a good idea for them to turn around and start fighting me, because I've just basically... I'm beating them in terms of damage, unless I've taken a ton of damage or they've taken a ton of damage, so I don't know. But generally, I would seek cover. Use the shield and seek cover if you've got the shield. So here we go, I'm using the shield. This guy continuing to fire at me for some reason. Also, I do kind of prefer this Exo 16 chain gun over the 40mm slower fire cannon. I think this is easier for killing the grunts and stuff, especially in the standard game modes where that kind of matters more. I mean, it matters in this mode as well, because if you stand there, you're just going to get hit. And I guess mobility is key. Never stand still. Never, never, never stand still. While this is a slower game mode, it's still a pretty fast game. And this is quite funny. Watch this. I've just walked over a drop pod and walked over another one and crushed like 6 spectres. Here we go. So I'm the last Titan left. He's on fire, so I know he's not in a good way. Those rockets I've got there, they lock on. You obviously have to maintain the target, and then you can fire them. These standard rockets are like a dump fire kind of swarm rocket. So I'm having to use the void shield there to kind of survive that, because that would have been a ton of damage. But look at this, tactical retreat, tactical retreat. Because if I tried to fight them 2v1, they would absolutely kill me. They would kill me. There's no two ways about it. You would die. I mean, in fact, I think it is completely impossible unless they are utter cabbages. So again, I got the jump on this guy. A bit more damage down range on him. A few rockets into him. I'm strafing about a bit. Although I have took quite a bit of damage, so I've got to be careful. Boost back into cover. Oh, but it looks like he's gone. Where could he have gone? Most likely, he's going to try and flank me. So that's why I've moved. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I slapped the desk and the chair. What the hell? I got a bit excited. I started waving my hands. It's sort of like tactical. you need to know, like, you've got to try and guess where they're going. If anybody's played Hawken, it's very similar to Hawken, obviously without the free-to-play stuff. But the mech combat, very similar, or the Titan combat. Where it's more of like an FPS game, it's not like Mech Warrior, obviously. I apologise there, ladies and gentlemen. So this guy, I pretty much killed him. There we go. Titan eliminated, Doom Titan. Now can you see the black and white line, health bar thing? That means the Titan's about to go critical, but it's still actually functional. So you can still attack with it, so you still need to be careful. Even though you get Doom Titan, doesn't mean it's dead. And the round has just ended, yeah? Because it's obviously timed. I think I would have killed that guy. He's on fire. I don't think I'm on fire at that point.
Switching sides.
So that could have been an epic comeback. But still, if I decided to actually go in and fight both of them at the same time, they would have just absolutely destroyed me. I mean, there was literally no way you would survive. So I've just looked at my burn cards and I don't really have anything else available for the Titan. That one burn card there reduces the build time of the Titan, which is kind of pointless because you get given one at the start of the round. So I think what I'll do is just give a little bit of general, I don't know, kind of commentary on what I'm doing now. So again, I do not go forward straight into the fight. If that guy wants to go in front, we'll let him, it doesn't matter. There we go. So we've made contact, but you might say, well, that's a little bit cheap style, but at the end of the day, if some guy's going to stand in front of you and take the hits, well, then he may as well take the hits.
Damage core online. Damage core activated. You now have increased damage.
Yeah, now, this is a kind of dangerous situation to be in, especially if you've got a Titan. And actually, did you hear the narrator prompt, the computer prompt, whatever the hell you want to call it? It alerts when there's additional Titans attacking you, so it will say, like, you know, another Titan's attacking you. I decided to take the attack to these guys, but there's 3. So, yeah, we're going to get out of there. You do not want to fight 3. Also, it's very important as well to get out of the way of the shield. If you can see somebody who's got a ton of projectiles in their shield. Like, this is kind of bad. Like, I'm taking a ton of damage, and I'm getting chased. If you see on the minimap, there's 2 of them, so I'm like, oh, Christ. I thought I was going to die at that point, but I managed to get out of there, which, yeah, is fine, you know, I'll take that. I'll take that. And again, just coming back and forward, Just if I can get a little shot off, that's fine. A little shot, you know, everything helps. The more hits you get on the Titans, the faster your crazy bloody charge thing's going to go off, so you may as well do it. And I do think as well, you really, really need to prioritise attacking the Titans in this game mode over the AI. Now, you can attack the AI like I just did there previously if you know there isn't any Titans around. But if there's Titans around, just totally ignore the AI. So I've totally caught that guy. Like, I've got his blind side. You know, he cannot fight me. But somebody's behind me. You can see on the minimap, and I'm like, shit! That as well means that Titan has got the nuclear, whatever the hell it's called. When he blows up, it blows up like a nuclear bomb. You do not want to stand next to him. That will literally kill you. Now look how much damage I've sustained there. Pretty bad. I reckon if I stood and fight there, I would have been killed. So I think backing off was the right thing to do. Well, there you go, guys. That is the last Titan standing game mode for Titanfall. It is pretty good, and as you can see, top of the team, no deaths. That's the way it should be, and the way it will always be. Good lord. So I've been Stylosa, guys. If you'd like the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, favourite, share, do all of that good stuff. And, well, yeah, if you're into Titanfall, stay tuned for more Titanfall content, because there'll be quite a bit, because I am really enjoying this game. I'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.